Welcome in, my dear one. Mia here with Spiritual Society. If you clicked on this message, if you found this message, if you stumbled upon it, if it came to you and you opened it, if you are here watching this right now, then it is meant for you. Pull up a seat, get comfortable, open yourself up, let yourself get some curiosity going, and let's see what is coming in for you. The honest truth of your situation, his thoughts and his feelings. Let's dive in. So right away, I'm going into my masculine deck. So I'm going into my black masculine deck, and I'm just going to pull right into that energy. So the first thing I just want to pull into is his thoughts and his feelings. I want to look for things that are in the deep energy, things that might not be coming up for you, things that you might not even know that you're missing out on or that you should be looking for. So anything that is coming up, we are looking into his energy, his thoughts, and his feelings about you. And we are pulling, yes, okay, we're gonna pull two more cards here. So I'm feeling one, and so we're having 6 cards total. I have not flipped any of them over yet. Let's dive in and see what we have. So first of all, we have the Ace of Cups. Oh my, we have the Knight of Cups. We have the World. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the 10 of Swords, and we have the Magician. Well. This message found you for some good reason. There is some strong energy. There is some strong energy coming from this person. Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, let's start at the beginning, the Ace of Cups. First of all, let me just say, everything that I am seeing here is powerful. It's powerful, it's big, it's bold, and it is very positive. So I'm seeing a lot of feelings. I'm seeing emotions. I'm seeing thoughts. I'm seeing momentum. I'm seeing movement. I'm seeing transitions. I'm seeing manifestations. I am seeing some, 10 of Swords energy in here too. And I'm seeing some overflow. So the Ace of Cups is Ace is bringing in new things, Cups, thoughts, feelings and emotions, not really thoughts, but feelings and emotions, heart space. And this is an overflow. So he is currently being overflowed by you. He is being submerged by feelings of you. There is just a pouring out that is happening in his world right now. His thoughts, his feelings, everything is just being submerged by this growing feeling for you, that he has this feeling. Maybe he can't even put his finger on it. Maybe he can't even put words to it yet. Maybe it's new. Maybe it's something that started right away, but it is powerful. So there's some really powerful energy entering his world about you. The next thing I have is the Knight of Cups. So this also tells me that he really wants to show up for you with this as well. These feelings aren't just happening in his energetic field, but they want to be happening in a display way as well, whether they are really coming through that way or not. So I am seeing that he really wants to offer something up to you, that he really wants to wear his heart on his sleeve for you a bit. He really wants to tell you about it. He wants to communicate. He probably is communicating, whether it's in words, but he might be communicating in other ways, the ways that he is, performing actions, the way he is trying to show up, the way he's trying to be in his, in your presence. That his presence is one of, I want to be here. I have all this feeling for you. There's something I really want to share with you. So there's something really that wants to come across for you as well. And I'm also just really liking his energy towards you. And I'll get to more of that when we get to the Knight of Swords, and the Magician, my goodness. Now we also have the World. So this is a card of transitions. This is a card of something ending and something beginning. It is the dancer figure in the middle that is so free and wonderful. And I feel like this is really you becoming the center focus of his world, that you've really entered a center focused space, that he's really just continually thinking about you. How would you think about this? What would this be? What, all of the things just sort of gravitate right back to you. And he's made you the centerpiece, you the focal point, and also elevated you to this space of beauty, of grace, of joy, of movement, that you just have this natural movement, magnetism, energy, that things just swirl around you. And he's really focusing in on that and wants to make a transition with you. So I think that there's space here where he really wants to take something from one level to another level, wherever you happen to be in this, whether you're just thinking about him and it's somebody who's like barely in your world, or this is somebody who you've been with for a long time, trying to take things to the next level, that things have really just accumulated in a whole new way. Now we have the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords I really love coming in here because we have the Knight of Cups, which is that lovely heart space, that is that feelings that would have been wonderful all on its own. But the Knight of Swords shows up with this bold, this is the mental space, the intelligent space, the truth knowing space. This is also speed. I mean, look how fast this card is going. This is our fastest moving knight, and this is really direction oriented. So this is telling me that not only is he showing up, but there's also a part of him that wants to come at this with speed, clarity, focus, that he knows what he wants, that he really has an understanding of where he wants to go with you, that it is full force forward. It is let's go, let's move, let's, I see exactly where I want to be going, and I see the truth of what it is I have here. I see the truth of what you're bringing to the table, the truth of your value, the truth of your beauty, the truth of your magnetism, the truth of how wonderful this would be to have in my life in a whole new level, in a whole new way, in a whole new transition. And then we have the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords kind of comes in and is like the one card in here that's throwing everything off. So this is an energy so this is a transitional card as well, which is interesting coming into play with our world card. So with this transition here, the 10 is a card of completion, which is that transition, something ending, something beginning. This is an ending of a past. That everything that came before you is kind of over now. That's done. He doesn't have to go back to old things. He doesn't have to revisit old things. But I think there's a component in here as well where he might not be moving as fast as everything in his intentions want to be moving. That his intentions, everything he wants to be bringing to the table, everything he wants to be offering up, everything he wants to be pushing forward, it might be at a standstill. So there might be this juxtaposing energy happening here where there's a part of him that's really been arrested, that's been stopped, that's been halted. And this is, you can see, this is 10 swords in the back halting. This is a real stop motion. This is everything coming to a complete standstill. And this would really be getting into a mental space where I don't know what you want. We'll have to pull some more cards for this around this, but what is stopping him? What's keeping him in this halted space? Everything else has died. Everything else is gone. Everything else is, nothing else really matters before this, before you and all of these feelings overcame him. But there's also this stalled out feeling of his energy, that there is something paralyzing him. So all that movement, momentum, everything that we're feeling from all those other cards might just sort of be in a holding pattern. Now we have the Magician right after that. So we're ending the Magician here, which I love. This is a Master Manifestor card. It's also in his power. He's a powerful masculine energy. And he is in that power. He knows how to take action, and he can take action on what it is he desires. I don't know if he's taking action at his fullest capacity, but it feels like he is taking action, that there is action being taken even though he's come to a complete standstill. So there is still things in his power that he will use. He will use what he is given. He will use the tools at his disposal. He will move himself forward. He has this confident energy underneath everything that really can propel him forward in a fierce way in life. And what a gift, what a beautiful gift that is for a person to be able to house that and bring that forward. Right now, I'm loving what he's bringing to the table. I'm loving how he's thinking and feeling about you. I'm really liking this person a lot. And I also really like his ability, just that he has this depth of heart, but also this mental space, this clarity, this masculine energy that is pushing forward, this masculine energy that can manifest, this action taking. I'm really loving all of that. Now, what I really want to look into next before we move on to any of your energy or anything else is I want to take a look at that Ten of Swords card. What is that? Where's that coming from? What is that woof, stop motion? Why are we getting that? Why are we pulling that? So actually, I'm going to dip into my clarity deck. I'm going to dip into my white deck just to see what we have going on for that. So I'm really just asking about that Ten of Swords card. What's going on there? What do we need to know? I hear a really loud car, motorcycle, one of those like speedy sports ones, which is pretty interesting actually. I would say outside sounds amplify the message, and that speed outside is interesting with all this momentum on the table. Okay, I haven't been paying attention to the cards that I'm pulling, but I've been pulling them intuitively, and I've been flipping them over sort of accidentally. So this is what we have. This is very interesting. So we have the Three of Pentacles, we have the Nine of Wands, we have the Three of Swords, we have the Seven of Cups, and we have the Ace of Swords. Yeah, we're getting clear answers. Our cards are really coming through for us, answering some stuff. So what I'm seeing here is that perhaps there were plans previously, prior to you, where he had built something, planned to build something. There was a building process going on. This is a very architectural, you know, I'm going to lay the plans, get the blueprint. I'm going to build something amazing. Here we go. Let's build this house. Let's build this structure. But something really broke him down. So we have the Nine of Wands and we have the Three of Swords. So I am seeing heartbreak here, which makes perfect sense. We all are coming from a space of hurt and heartbreak from the past, but it looks like it's really getting into his current space as well. So that knockdown energy, because that's what we had been asking about when I started pulling cards, is that, you know, this is a card of being hurt, being knocked down, being in a space, in a position where you are sort of just standing back up. So being in a space where, okay, I really got brutalized over here. I have a huge, you know, bump on my head, thumped to the head, bump on the head. And now I'm standing back up, but I'm very protective. I'm very like a little hesitant. There's something that's not full force moving forward. And what's really coming through here is, yeah, there's still a lot of heartbreak energy in this person, which can lead to a lot of blocks and issues of how do you trust moving forward? How do you trust all the feelings you're having? How do you trust that if you know, he has this manifestation power, he has this confidence, he has all this underlying energy, and sometimes that can be enough to propel things forward, perhaps in a previous relationship where he got to a space where he wasn't sure that he wasn't just the one propelling it all forward, that this other person, you know, that he got so carried away in the momentum of it that he didn't give it enough time to see that the other person wasn't with him at all, that it really broke his heart. So there's a space here, I think, where we're getting into the Seven of Cups, where he's really just trying to play things out in his mind. Could it be this? Could it be that? This sort of, you know, playing with all of the different scenarios, both good things and bad things. Could she have meant this? Could she have meant that? Could this be an indication of, you know, just really over analyzing, getting into a space where everything needs to be broken down into its components, really have to make sure that what he's seeing is what he's getting, and getting to a place where he's really trusting what's coming in. So it feels like he's not really trusting what's coming in. He's not in a space of clarity. The beautiful thing is that this, you know, stack is ending with the Ace of Swords. Once again, another ace, and which is standing for clarity, intelligence, truth. This is a deep, deep message coming through that, yeah, there are tons of blocks here for this person. There are these things that are arresting him, keeping him from moving forward, keeping him in a little bit of a stilted space. But there is also opportunity here for clarity. So if you need to take a little bit more time, that's not such a big deal. The cards are saying, don't worry, the clarity is coming, the understanding is coming, the opportunities are rolling in for him to figure out what it is that he needs to figure out as he's traversing this journey, that there's something that needs to be, you know, understood, claimed, something to give him the faith and the trust again in what he's feeling and seeing and knowing. And even if he knows it in his heart, there's still that piece of him that's goes back to, well, yeah, I thought I knew it in my heart before I had my heart broken. I thought I knew it then, and I thought I knew what I was doing, but it wasn't actually the truth. So really just figuring out what the truth is for him. But I love this coming in at the end there. So let's pull some cards. I want to pop into my gold deck, actually. So I want to pop into my gold deck energy for you. So I want to take a look at your energy and what's going on for you. And I don't necessarily, okay, 3 cards just for this person. 3 cards just for this person. Oh, they all just came out. Okay, so we have the 5 of Pentacles, we have the High Priestess, and we have the Sun. I love this. So this is me just asking about your energy towards this person. So the first thing that I'm getting is the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so he's in this, okay, I don't know if I can trust it. I'm sort of stopped, but all of this gorgeous energy underneath of that, oh, it's so good. But this makes so much sense coming through. So this is a card of, I mean, you can take a look at this. This is like two figures out in the snow. It's cold, they're hungry, they're desperate. Oh my goodness, they're poor. This is a little bit of a feeling like, oh, you might not actually be showing up in this the way you think you are. And maybe you don't think you are. Maybe you're like, yeah, I'm not really paying attention to that guy. Yeah, I'm doing a reading on him, but I'm not actually like giving that kind of energy. I know. But I have a feeling that you might not even realize that this is kind of energy that's coming off of you, that there might be an energy that is icy somewhere. Just come at that with curiosity. Try not to get too defensive about that. It feels like something you can get a little clash back. I just want you to think about it. Is there a possibility that you might get scared, or there might be a block for you, or something that's showing up for you that is at times turning things into an icy space? And maybe it's because things feel like they're stalled out sometimes. Maybe you want that momentum that you feel, but you're not seeing it because of this, juxtaposing energy has going on. And maybe that makes you turn into a different kind of energy that's just a little more cutting, a little bit colder, like not as willing to be warm because you're afraid, because you're in a place where you don't feel like you can trust it, which makes sense. You're getting mixed messages, of course. Now, the High Priestess is coming in here to say, you know how you feel about this person. You know the messages you're getting from this person. You know what's coming in for you. You have a deep understanding, a deep knowledge, a deep wisdom here. This is the space between the veil. It's so close to the veil, the third pillar, in between the light and the dark. You have an understanding of humans, of energy, of what things really mean. And I think you're picking up on a lot of answers that you can trust. So if you're getting answers that are like, yeah, I know that I don't like that this cold energy comes up sometimes, and I am reacting and being reactive to things that are happening between us. And because it scares me, it feels unstable, it doesn't feel good. And so I'm trying to protect myself. But if you're reading things and you're like, I know what I know, like I do know what I read in his eyes, I do know what I feel in his heart, I do know what I hear behind his words, I do know those interactions we're having together and what that really means, you can trust that. You can trust yourself. This also is a card that says, trust your instincts, trust your intuition. You are so wise. So whichever way that leans, I do want you to listen to yourself, because you are in a space of great wisdom. You have an ownership of great wisdom within you. And then we have the sun, and the sun is the opposite. I mean, look at that feeling. It's like the opposite feeling of the Five of Pentacles. We have this cold, hungry, no energy, tired, barely want to be alive kind of feeling, that cold iciness. And then we have the warmth and the joy of being in this existence. So I'm also seeing that you do hold a great powerhouse of energy towards this person. There's a lot of optimism about this person, which makes sense. You're here doing this reading about them. That there is this lightness of being around you, that there's something exciting and wonderful and beautiful and brilliant that you really do see and feel when you're with this person and when you're looking at the energy of this person. And this optimism, this feeling, this really reminds me of the world, which we pulled in his energy about, his thoughts and his feelings, that feeling of that joy, dancing through things, that magnetism that you naturally have, that feeling that, yeah, it makes sense that your energy has really become the center of his world and his attention and his focus, because you really have this brilliant, beautiful energy. So this card is really telling me also you can lean into this more. You can let yourself be more optimistic, be more lighthearted, be in a space that is fully charged, battery powered. Everything is on, everything's turned on. I just want to take a look at your energy generally, so really not how it relates to this person. I just want to take a little deeper of a look at you, if there's anything coming up for you that we need to know. Now, I am actually paying attention to these as I'm turning them over, so I am turning these over. How interesting. So I pulled 6 cards, 3 cards. 3 more cards, so 6 gold cards generally, but 3 more cards. I pulled the 6 of Cups, the 9 of Wands reversed, and I pulled the King of Swords reversed. So I'm just asking about your energy generally, not necessarily how it relates to this person. And the Six of Cups comes up first. So the first thing that I'm feeling is that there is a pull towards nostalgia for you. There's something from your past that's kind of knocking at your energetic door, that's saying, hey, pay attention to me. If you've been thinking about somebody from the deep past a lot lately, maybe they've been coming up in thoughts, maybe you've been looking them up on socials, maybe you've been just thinking about them a lot, maybe an old love, or maybe even a friend that you just haven't spent much time with in a long time, but somebody you've known since childhood, or something akin to childhood. There's something that's kind of knocking at your door that needs your attention, and this card is saying, yes, pay attention to that. And if this is an old love, then is there a lesson there that you're supposed to look at right now? Is there something you're supposed to learn from that previous experience? There's something important there, so take a deeper look. Doesn't mean you have to reach out to an old, an ex, but or if it's a friend, do reach out to them, or a family member, do reach out to them. But I do want you to look at it. I want you to look closely at it, because I think there's an important lesson there. Now we have the Nine of Wands reversed here for you and your energy. So we pulled the Nine of Wands when we were pulling about what that Ten of Swords meant for him. So this is telling me that you are also coming out of a hurt space. But you really are genuinely coming out of that hurt space, that there's a part of you that's really ready to be open again, that there's a part of you that was closed off, there's a part of you that was broken, and that had been cracked, that had been hurt, but that piece is ready to be made whole again. You're ready to turn this around. You're really ready to move forward. You're ready to not just sort of stand back up and be in a space where you're now defensive and you're now protective and you're now worried, but where you're free and you're open. So you might have been coming in from a space that was still very protective and defensive and on guard. But this is telling me you really can lean into that sunshine energy now, and the trust of your own intuition, that you can move out of the space that feels like you have to, jump from hot to cold, or where you can really just own who you are, and you can own your divinity. You can own your gloriousness, what really lights you up, what really makes you feel like, yeah, here we go. Let's walk into life like this. Let's move forward. Let's be powered up. Let's be engaged. There's a part of you that's really ready to be open and expansive. And I would love for you to do something today to really sort of sink your teeth into that. And because we pulled the Sun card, I'd love for you to go out, and if the sun is out today, get some sun on your skin. Go just stand with your face in the sun for a moment and just take in life. Let yourself feel like you are a solar panel being charged, that you are a sunflower. Yes, a sunflower. That is exactly it. There's sunflowers in our sun card. And sunflowers turn their faces to the sun. And if they can't turn their faces to the sun, they turn their faces to each other. And that's what I want for you as a symbol of stepping into this, that I am prepared to open myself up and to be expansive and to step into the expanse of what wants to come to me. Here I am, world, here I am. Drop a sun below if you're claiming that energy, and if you're gonna do that today. Drop a sun below for me for that. And also, of course, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and please like this video. Thank you. Okay, now we also have the King of Swords reversed. So this is sort of telling me, I think that this energy might be still around. Somebody who hurt you from the past might still be hanging around a little bit. This energy might still be around. And there might be a part of you that also, it could be hard to trust that the person you are with is in a knowing space of themselves. Because perhaps you were really let down by the knowingness of a previous partner or a previous masculine energy. Honestly, I feel like this could even have to do with this person. There could be a part of you that that is in a space where you don't really trust but does he really feel that way? Does he actually have clarity about that? Is there actually, this truth knowing about him? Is he in his seat of mental power? Does he know? that kind of feeling of distrusting it. So this is showing up in your energy. So I'm feeling like that's either a feeling that's coming off of him that you might be getting, or somebody from your past that did break your heart or that did hurt you. Something that's leaving you in a space that's staying in your energy field, making it hard for you to trust. Because this is a hard person to trust. This is a hard space to trust, that energy where you're not sure if they're clear. You don't know that they know what they want. You don't feel like you are really picking up all of the things that tell you, yes, I know, I am stating, I am claiming, I am in my seat of power, truth, understanding, and knowing. Okay, we're getting so many good answers. So I think I'd like to move to my old trusty deck. And really all I want to do right now is pull a couple of cards to give you some divine guidance for you in your life right now. And again, this doesn't necessarily have to do with this person. What I would like to do first, though, is to pull 2 cards just to ask if you want to take action to help move this forward. What can you do? What can you do? What can you do? What can you do? So, okay, we have the Strength card and we have the 9 of Swords. So the cards are telling us what you can do if you want to move this forward are 2 things. That you can sit into what immediately came to my mind was a grace of presence, if that makes any sense. But really letting yourself be in a calm state where you are not in flux, even if his energy ends up being in flux in moments, because it feels like that could be happening. I want you to be in a space where you know no matter what, the universe has your back. This is that optimistic joy. I'm just here to live. I'm here to live my best life, to enjoy being alive, experiencing this golden sun on my skin, having I'm moving forward in the direction of my heart. How glorious is this? Let's be joyful. Let's be playful with life. This is a beautiful energy. And this is really saying, let yourself lean into a feeling of calm about that. A grace of presence, that you are handling anything that's coming up with him with a kind of serenity. And that really gets into the High Priestess energy as well, that knowingness, that you know you can handle whatever happens with him as well. If things all blew up in your face and what this meant really actually, this is not what the energy is reading, but was a rejection, you could handle that too. You would still have your back. You would still know how to be you in this world and move forward into what the universe has planned for you. You're not, that's not the end of you. That's not the end of anything. That's, you have this sort of through line of, I'm going to be just fine. I'm good. I'm okay. With this card, really coming up with the calm presence of closing the mouth of a lion, I am really seeing that, some of that energy, that back and forth energy he might be displaying might be really wild. It might be really unruly, and it might need someone who says, hey, like a dog that's run away, a wild, dog you found on the road who's run away from home, smell my hand first. It's okay. I'm not going to run after you. You don't have to run away from me. This isn't scary. This is calm. This is calm. This is easy. I'm just here and you're just here. Beautiful. Now, the next thing is really working to control your mental space. So that's the other action item the cards are giving us for something you can do to help move this forward, is really to help, and goodness knows this is so easy to say, this is so difficult to do. I mean, people spend years meditating to try to, calm their mind, get a hold of their thoughts. There are a couple of things I'd like to say. One, your thoughts are not necessarily true. They are your thoughts. They're just things that are coming up. You are not ruled by your thoughts. You do have control over your thoughts. You get to be the one who decides what comes in and what goes out, and you get to be the divine ruler of your kingdom. So if subconscious things are coming up that you're not even really noticing, or things that are haunting you right before you're falling asleep, that kind of feeling, when things are coming up, I want you to remember how capable you are, and that you get to, oh, you know what, I don't like that thought. I'm going to exchange that for something else. And this is a habit. This is a neural pathway. This is something going through my brain, and I can retrain this. I don't like that I'm saying that to myself. I don't like that I'm still thinking of that person. I'm gonna exchange that, and I'm gonna grab for something else. I'm gonna feed myself something else instead. There's lots more that could be said or done, but adding a meditation practice could be fantastic. Focusing on your breathing, whatever you need to do. I want you to really just take a look at it. Just be curious. Okay, now the other thing that I wanted to pull for you, I put my old trusty deck all the way back there. Far away. So I also want to look at divine guidance for you. Now this can be beyond this person. So I really just want to ask your guides and source for a little divine guidance for you. I got 2 reversed cards and an upright card. I have the Chariot reversed. I have the Moon reversed. Oh dear, now I'm making a mess. And I have the Emperor upright. So asking for divine guidance for you, what I'm getting is, hey, by the way, we're talking about him being kind of stalled out and stagnant in some aspects. There's a part of you that might be stalled too. And the universe wants you to remember your power. You are so powerful yourself. This person has a lot of great qualities, but my goodness, you have some amazing qualities. You have drive, you have passion, you have skill, you have action-taking ability. You are capable, you are driven, you are incredible. And this is beautiful. But there's something that might be a little stopped around your energy right now. And I want you to think if there's any aspect in your life where you do feel a little stopped. And this could be from, career energy to self-love energy to romantic energy. What can you do to turn that engine around and let yourself be in a space that feels like you're moving forward the way that you're meant to be? You know what that feels like. This is showing up, this way for a reason. You have this energy. This is available to you. This is something you know it. Now we have the Moon reversed, which is also telling us that there's a possibility that you might be hiding some things from yourself. That there might be some hidden things, and this really gets into secrets. This can get into shadow work, things that maybe you don't even know you have as belief systems going through your mind, going through your energy, going through your world. And this is saying, hey, you might want to take a look at some things. I would do a journal prompt, and I'm going to give you the prompt. One deep truth that I've never acknowledged. And then you don't just dive right into it. You can just start writing, well, one thing could be, maybe it's surrounding this. Maybe it has to do with something to do with, my childhood. Maybe it has something to do with this experience. Maybe it has something to do with my first love when he told me this, and I really believed that, and I've carried that over to every relationship ever since then. And I've always believed no one will love me as much as he did, or, that I can't trust because he told me one thing and did another. I want you to just really look into your deep truths and see what could be hiding there, because Source is asking you to and saying, hey, there's something hidden for you. Now the Emperor is showing up. Now the Emperor is some very strong, powerful masculine energy. And what I really feel here is that I would love for you to think of some of the most masculine energy in your life. And I want you to really spend some time. Now, when I say masculine energy, I can mean a person. Maybe your father's serious masculine energy, and you need to have a conversation with your dad. hey, I just wanted to get your advice about something. I just wanted to talk to you. I'm trying to get my momentum back in this area of my life, in this, and what would you do? What action would you take? Going to that person for actual, conversation, talking, advice, just being in the presence of that masculine energy. But this could also be in masculine energy in other ways. Cities, you could, I need to take a trip to New York City. I need to be around some hustle bustle people. I want to be with the most driven person I can think of. I need to spend some time with that friend, that female friend who's in her masculine energy, just chugging forward, taking no prisoners, getting things done, goal-oriented, focused. Spend some time around this energy. And, this can also be you in this energy. I need to spend some more time in my, I want to sprint. I want to do my sprint workouts today. I want to be in that energy. I want to, have a to-do list where I just check things off and get things done. Get my car done, get my oil changed, Here we go. Let's do that. Be in that energy. Just let yourself gravitate towards that energy. That is our divine advice, that there's something that really wants a little masculine energy to perhaps, let you pull more into your feminine energy as well. Just even being more in your masculine energy for a period of time, doing your, your sprinting workout or whatever it could be, could let you ease into some more feminine energy. On the flip side, now I'm going to make a cup of tea and have a bubble bath, and I'm going to enjoy it and see the beauty and just listen to the birds chirp and put that sun on my face. Don't forget to go put the sun on your face. Now, before I let you go, I would like to pull an oracle card for you. So this is from my Angel and Ancestor deck. And let's just see what we have for you. We have arrow. Surround yourself with protective energy. And you know what is wonderful protective energy? Masculine energy. As soon as I saw the word arrow, I just thought of that masculine energy. Because masculine energy is straight line energy, arrow energy, all the way focused, driven, getting to where it's going. Boom. Yes, I love that. Surround yourself with protective energy. Tell me what you think about that. Can you please drop some comments below? I'd love to hear about this. I would love to hear about this person and action you're taking. And I'd also just love to hear about you and what's going on with you and your energy, your life, anything that this inspires you to do, action that you're inspired to take, as vulnerable as you'd like to be or as big as you'd like to be as well. I would just love to hear from you. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm sending you off with so much love, so much light. I'm so glad that you came. I'm so glad that you stayed. I'm so glad that you listened. This was meant for you. There is something in here that is important for you, and I hope you found it. And I would love to hear. I'm going to see you again so very soon. Until then, mwah, Mia.